Good afternoon. My name is Barbara Fuller. As chair of the board, I welcome you to this May 17th, 2022 regular meeting of the Washtenaw County Board of Road Commissioners. Our communications manager for the day, Aaron Stewart, will now describe how our meetings operate, how to access the agenda packet, and how people may participate remotely. Aaron?
There are multiple ways to make public comment during today's meeting, whether you are joining us in person or virtually. If you are here in person and would like to make public comment, please fill out a sign-in sheet now. If you're joining us virtually, we will ask you to virtually raise your hand at the appropriate time in the agenda. If you're joining us virtually, the chat feature on this Zoom meeting is available only as technical support for users on their computers or smartphone. If you're experiencing technical issues with audio or video during the meeting, submit a comment in the chat feature and I will help you troubleshoot. If you're a staff member experiencing issues, please contact the IT help desk for assistance. The audio and video of this meeting is being recorded. A link to the video recording will be posted to wcroads.org in the coming days. There are printed copies of today's meeting agenda on the table here, and it is also posted on wcroads.org. There is also a link available in the chat if you're joining us virtually. And I'll turn it over to you, Chair Fuller.
Thank you, Aaron. I call this meeting to order and ask Aaron to call the roll, please.
Chair Barb Fuller.
Present.
Vice Chair Rod Green.
Here.
Commissioner Douglas Fuller.
Here.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum.
Present.
And the following directors are in attendance. Managing Director Cheryl Siddle. Director of Engineering County Highway Engineer Matt McDonald. Director of Operations Jim Harmon, and Director of Finance and IT Dan Ackerman.
Thank you, Aaron. I would now ask that folks join us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Support. Any discussion, amendments, corrections? Hearing none. Aaron, if you would call the roll, please.
Commissioner Rod Green.
Yes.
Commissioner Douglas Fuller.
Here.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes. Next item on our agenda is acceptance of one set of minutes. May I have a motion to accept the board meeting minutes of May 3rd, 2022 as presented, pages 4 through 25 in the packet.
Certainly. Support.
Thank you. Any discussion, amendments, corrections? Hearing none. Aaron, if you would call the roll, please.
Commissioner Douglas Fuller.
Aye.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum.
Yes.
Commissioner Rod Green.
Aye.
And Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes. Next item on the agenda is public comment. This is the time set aside on the agenda to receive comments from the public. This is not intended to be a period for dialogue. Each person will be allotted 3 minutes to address the board. Aaron will explain how people may be recognized to offer comments. Aaron?
Since this is a hybrid meeting with both in-person and virtual attendees, we will take turns between those attending in person and virtual. For virtual attendees, we ask that you virtually raise your hand now. If you're viewing the meeting on your computer, first make sure to click Join Audio. You can then raise your hand by clicking the Participants or Reactions button at the bottom of your screen and then the Raise Hand button. If you dialed into the meeting from your touch-tone phone, raise your hand by dialing *9. I will unmute virtual participants with raised hands one at a time. I will announce your username or last 4 digits of your phone number when it is your turn to speak. Please share your name and address before beginning your comments. For in-person attendees, we will start with those who have signed up on the sign-in sheet as you walked in. If you didn't sign in, you're still welcome to make comment. I'll notify you when it is your turn. Each speaker will have 3 minutes to share their comments with the board.
Thank you, Aaron. Are there any hands raised at this time?
We do have, it looks like 2. I will start first. I will let Lynn Gaskell speak.
Hello.
Hi, Lynn, you have our attention and you have the floor for 3 minutes.
My name is Lynn Gaskell. I live at 193 Judd Road. I was at the previous meeting earlier this morning where the I forget who it was, Steve Mann possibly, he was on the agenda, spoke about the process of the Timber Ridge Special Assessment District, and it sounded to me like we couldn't ask to be exempt. We can't ask the board to be exempt, or like there's no possible option of exemption from the board. And I know this is not a dialogue, but this is very distressing to me if this is the case. Hopefully I misunderstood it. And hopefully I'm given potentially the option to be exempt from this, because it's really not affordable to my one income family. There is a vast income disparity between me and my neighbors who live in the subdivision. And I guess that's all I really have to say.
Thank you for your comments. Aaron, do we have anyone else wishing to speak?
Yes, we have Pam Boyd that would like to speak.
And if you'd reset the clock, please.
Thank you. I'll be
you.
short. Pam Boyd, I come to all the meetings, and I want to express my appreciation. I'm a Scioto Township resident, of the recent online meetings that have happened about the Zeeb and Liberty roundabouts, and then also the different projects that are going on in Washtenaw County. They've been very helpful, and I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Pam. Aaron, anyone else?
Nope, we're all set.
I think we have someone who just entered the room who may want to make comment. No?
You didn't want to make a comment, correct?
No
Okay.
public comment.
Okay.
Please, now's the time.
Oh, okay.
Your name, and if you would, please, your address.
My name is Jerry.
I'm sorry?
Jerry.
You've got your foster grandson, so you were hard to
Was it?
recognize. Your sunglasses.
Oh. I live at 8692 Pine Court, Ypsilanti, Michigan, Superior Township.
Thank you, Mr. Clifton. Go ahead.
I just want to thank you for responding back to some of the issues that I brought up about the speed bumps. And I want to thank you for correcting the 2 potholes I had in the front of Pine Court and Stevenson Drive.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for stopping in again. Good to see you. Aaron, anyone else?
Nope, that looks to be it.
All right, thank you. We will move on to our next agenda item, which is written communications. They appear on pages 26 through 29 of the packet. Commissioners, do you have anything you want to draw our attention to? Commissioner McCullum.
Yes, I would like to say that the written communication on the US 12 M17 spring cleanup project, that I live in that area, and it is a beautiful, they have done a beautiful job above what a lot of people expected. We talk about it at our meetings of how beautiful it is. And I just want to thank everyone involved that of the project and what they have done. Thank you.
You're welcome. Commissioner Doug Fuller.
I'd like to draw my fellow commissioners' attention to the letter from MDOT, Mr. Parker, to our managing director concerning I-94 and US 23 projects. I think that should be, I doubt sincerely there's anything this board can do about it, but profoundly unsatisfactory, but it is what it is. And Cheryl, thank you specifically for writing and I guess eliciting their written comments on what we can expect on the area of US 23 between 94 and 14. Thank you.
Anyone else? Unwritten communications. All right. We will move on to commissioner and staff follow-up to public comment. Commissioners? Commissioner Doug Fuller.
I've already, I didn't write it down. The lady's name from Judd Road that commented, I'd certainly like, through the chair, for our managing director to make sure that someone responds to her and on one page gives her the short story of what she can do to appeal her situation. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right. We will move on to new business, the consent agenda. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented, items 1 through 12, pages 30 through 76 of our packet?
Certainly you may.
Support. Thank you. Any concerns, questions? Seeing none, Aaron, if you would call the roll, please.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum,
Yes.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Douglas Fuller,
Aye.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas,
Yes.
and Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes. Next item on our agenda is one action item. May I have a motion to approve action item number 1, which would approve the right-of-way acquisition on the northeast corner of the intersection of Pleasant Lake Road and Parker Road in Lodi Township. The motion itself appears on page 36 of our packet. The background is on pages 77, 78, and 79. If someone would please make the motion by reading it as it appears on page 36.
I can do that.
Thank you. Commissioner McCollum.
That upon the recommendation of the Director of Engineering, County Highway Engineer, and concurrence of the Managing Director, the board hereby approves the acquisition of a 600 square foot or 0.014 acre public road easement, more particularly described in attachment A, from the owner, David T. Simmons, successor to Travis Property Incorporated, a dissolved Michigan corporation, upon a parcel of property commonly known as 4701 South Parker Road, Lodi Township, Michigan, and referred to as tax parcel number M-13-18-300-014 in the amount of $675.
Support.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none. Aaron, if you would please call the roll.
Commissioner Douglas Fuller,
Aye.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas,
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum,
Yes.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
and Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes. Moving on to the reports of our county commission liaisons. Are either of our commissioners, Caroline Sanders or Commissioner Sue Schenk, present with us today, Aaron?
We do have Commissioner Sanders, and I will unmute her. All right, you should be able to unmute yourself, Commissioner Sanders.
Good afternoon. I don't know that I really have a report for you. We have a board meeting scheduled for tomorrow, as I always do. We're encouraging people to join us. And yeah, I don't really have anything else. I'm with you. I apologize. I missed your 9 o'clock this morning. And that was absolutely an oversight, but just glad to see you. And I kind of echo what some of your residents have said. I see the work that you're doing, and it makes it a good thing for us and our residents that you are staying on top of things. So I appreciate your work.
Thank you. And will you reassure me that you received the updates from Erin Stewart regarding our meetings? I believe she sent the overview to you, what, a week ago, Erin, or so? She has a summary that she puts together after each board meeting. You had requested some help.
Yes. Yes. So
reporting
that I
to
can
your
share
board.
out. Absolutely. Because I need them to know that I do actually show up at your meetings. Yes, I did. And thank you very much, Commissioner.
You're
Fuller
welcome.
for
You're welcome.
taking care of that for me.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Any questions for Commissioner Sanders? I don't see anything, so thank you. Is Commissioner Schink with us today?
Oh, no, she's not with us. I'm
All
sorry.
right. No, that's all right. We will move on to reports of the road commissioners. We'll begin with Commissioner Yamas.
Good afternoon. On 5/6, I reviewed the CRA legislative update. On 5/10, I attended the virtual meeting of the Packard Road resurfacing, which was done very well. My hands off to the staff. 5/11, I did chat with the commissioners. And on 5/13, I reviewed the CRA legislative update. And that is it. Thank you.
Did you have any visitors at your chat session?
Nope, it was just a good visiting with Cheryl and Aaron.
Okay, okay. Commissioner McCullum.
Yes, on May 10th, I attended the Washtenaw County Parks and Rec Board meeting. There was a report on the B2B Trail Dexter Ann Arbor segment, DAA3, the Zeeb Road to Delhi Metro Park, and included the bid results, construction, project costs, and partners, and the total project costs. I sent this report to the Road Commission Board for their viewing. That's it.
Thank
I
you.
received it. Thank you.
Yes, so did I. Very nice.
I think we all did. Thank you. Commissioner Green.
Thank you. Good afternoon. On April 27th, I attended the chat session of the Washtenaw County Road Commission. We had no attendees on that day. And on April 29th, I attended the board meeting of SEMCOG.
Thank you. Commissioner Doug Fuller.
I submitted a written report. I'd also comment that I believe it's this Wednesday, no, Thursday and Friday this week. I have a McChrysip board meeting that runs for 2 days at about 10 hours per day. Beyond that, thank you.
I will report that on May 10th, this is Commissioner Barb Fuller. On May 10th, Cheryl, our managing director, and I met with Dexter Township trustees Karen Nolte and Karen Sikanga to discuss their opinions and ideas about achieving county-wide equitable road funding. On May 10th, I attended the A2Y Chamber Luncheon featuring Michigan's Attorney General Dana Nessel. On May 11th, I attended the Southwest Washtenaw Council of Governments meeting at the Manchester Township offices. There were roundtable reports given by the Manchester Schools, Manchester Village, Bridgewater Township, Manchester Township, and Sharon Township. And I have submitted more extensive comments about those local reports to the secretary so they can be included, but I won't read through all of it at this time. Next up would be our managing director and her team. The report starts on page 80 and goes through page 94 of our packet. Cheryl.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Just a couple of quick things to share with you. May 5th and 6th, I had the opportunity to attend the CRA Managers Retreat. It was just a brief retreat to get together. There were about 30 out of the 83 road department, road agency managers present. And it was a good opportunity to meet my peers, to hear some of the different challenges that they have before them. Many of them similar. Some of them make me appreciative of the organization that we have. So always good to touch base with all of them. Also, over the last couple of weeks, certainly we've been busy, as we talked this morning, about with the TPOAM negotiations. I am pleased that, if nothing else, dialogue continues, which I think is incredibly important to keep, you know, those chains of communicate or lines of communication open. So absolutely, I've been pleased with that. And then also, we've been very busy reviewing applications and conducting first round interviews for the Director of Operations position, which is obviously critical for our organization. Jim plays a huge role in everything that we do. He will be hugely missed, and those are really large shoes to fill. So, but we are actively doing our best to set ourselves up for continued success in that role. So, any questions for me before I hand it over to staff?
Operations Director Harmon's last day is June 15th, if I remember
That is
correctly.
correct, June
Okay.
15th. So. we
Through
will
the
be-
chair. We
Sorry.
did replace, there was an administrative or a staff position, right? That got filled, one of the district foremen.
Yes, we've been doing a lot of musical chairs of late, so I'm just trying to make sure that I'm on top of it. Yes, we identified Paul Schneider is our District 3, our Chelsea area district foreman. He will be retiring on the same day as Jim Harmon, so June 15th is also his last day. We did identify his replacement is a gentleman by the name of Scott Burby, who is currently an engineering technician within our traffic and safety area. He also comes from our operations department, has certainly served a variety of roles within operations as well. So we're pleased that he will be taking over that role, but now, of course, that creates another opening for us within traffic and safety, and on it goes. We also have been able to, we brought back a driver who had in the somewhat recent past left us, so we are pleased that he decided that green pastures maybe weren't quite so green, and he has elected to rejoin our organization. So he will be starting shortly. In addition, we were able to recruit, and we have a sign erector starting later this month as well. So yes, baby steps forward, but we're feeling good about all of that. So it has been keeping our HR area quite busy of late.
Very good.
Madam
Thank you.
Chair,
Yes.
I apologize if I missed it. But who will be succeeding Jim Harmon, who's done a fantastic job over the years?
Player to be determined still. We are in the process of going through applications and doing first round interviews right now.
That will be big shoes to fill.
Yes, they will be.
Thank you.
Also, you do have some perspectives.
We do have, yes, we have started interviews.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Okay. With that, I'd be happy to hand it over to Dan Ackerman, our Director of IT and Finance. So Dan, you're first up.
Thank you, Cheryl. Good afternoon, board. And I can't believe here we are again, me attending virtually. I rather enjoyed being able to be there in person. Certainly, I understand the situation we're in. Hopefully, it's a short-term situation, but obviously, we'll do what we need to do to keep everybody safe. Just a few comments. I want you to think back to last July, Public Act 202, our pension and OPEB that we had to submit a report to the state as far as our funded levels. If you recall, our pension was determined to be underfunded based on the state's criteria. So we had to have a waiver and a plan to submit to the state, which we did in October. Around December, I inquired with the state because we had not heard back if our waiver was approved or not. And they said, bear with us, within a couple of weeks, we will get you the results. So last week, I finally received the results. Our waiver was approved. And so that's definitely good news. And we'll be getting ready to submit our next waiver for 2021. But just wanted to share with you that the waiver plan was approved. Again, this is for our pension. And we'll be preparing the next one as we have done the last several years. So any questions on that? I realized that was kind of a long time ago, but it was nice to finally get the approval. I figured I reached out in December. I didn't want to be too pushy with asking for them if they're going to approve us or not, because maybe they would get annoyed with me and not approve us. But you know, definitely good news to share on that. So any questions on that?
So we're making progress, right, Dan? And we have received waivers 2 years running, 3 years running?
It's either 2 or 3 years now. I can't remember. But it's been at least a couple of years. And, you know, they realize we're doing all we can within our fiscal constraints to address our funded situation. And, they feel we are on the proper path. And I think MERS as well as our auditors would agree with that too. Any other questions? Yep. Any other questions on that? Besides that, we've been receiving a lot of requests to set up new job numbers, primarily with all of our township work that's being done. And obviously you're approving a lot of the agreements. The finance department sets up all those job numbers so our folks can start charging to it, materials, labor, and so on. So I want to say the other day we set up over 30 of them, which, it takes a little time to set up each one, but we want to make sure we stay on top of it. So primarily the operations department has numbers to charge when they're working on those projects. We've been quite busy with that. And then as far as IT, we've been setting up laptops for our summer interns, as well as our working on our computer refresh program. Hopefully the assembly room, all the audio visual in there will be done after today, hopefully. And the Microsoft Teams phone project continues to move right along. The administrative department, as well as engineering, design and construction is on Teams phones now, and we're just going to continue to move forward with that. And that's all I have, unless there's any questions. Great, thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan. Next up, we have Matt McDonnell, our Director of Engineering and County Highway Engineer.
Good afternoon again, board. I was going to report on the border-to-border trail, but it sounds as if you've seen a lot of the bid results. We did the project was in the May 6th MDOT bid letting. The low bidder was LJ Construction for $4,731,657 and change. They were roughly 15% over the engineer's estimate. Given the bidding environment that we're in currently, that's not too bad. And in checking in with county parks, they are agreeable to move forward with the award of the contract. So we justified the low bid to MDOT, and we're proceeding and working through with MDOT and the contractor on the contract award. So we anticipate that project moving forward, a pre-construction meeting getting scheduled, and I think all is well with that project. This is for the non-motorized path to continue from Zeeb Road to Delhi Metro Park in Scioto Township. Any questions on that?
Matt, do you think, is the 15% over engineer's estimate a trend that we're now expecting?
Yes.
Yes, or more. In fact, on this project, there were several concerns because this construction included the construction of a bridge, and it just seems that bridge construction projects are ranging anywhere from 25% to 110% over. We're seeing a huge range just based on supply and demand of bridge contracting. We're fortunate that we're just seeing anywhere between 10 and 20% overages in construction bidding for MDOT lettings. And again, as I pointed out in previous meetings, the good news is a lot of these are federally funded. So our budget impact is minimal. In the case of this project, our budget impact is zero because county parks is responsible for any and all projects costs in excess of the grant amount. This is a TAP grant. Any other questions on that one?
I don't see any, Matt.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Want to also let you know a couple of things that are getting started. Today, we started our catch basin rehabilitation and repair program. Our contractor started in on Zeeb Road and Jackson Road. This is a follow-up to our SAW cleaning of our catch basins on primary roads. Now we're following up with a program to repair and do maintenance, certainly on these drainage structures. We're implementing exciting new poly spray that basically coats the inside, gives it structure and fills the voids in and around the castings. So that's an exciting one to get started. That is in the budget this year for approximately 200,000 is the overall budget for this particular year. We're also going to get started on the long line pavement marking countywide project. The weather is very good and favorable. We need sunny conditions to be painting our roadways. So that program's getting started. Any questions on those two projects? Okay. Also wanted to let you know, there's a couple of permit jobs that certainly are impactful. Mark McCullough, overseeing our permits area, is working with Pittsfield Township in their sanitary sewer replacement. They are putting in a very deep sanitary sewer in and around Munger and Crane Road over by Michigan Avenue in Pittsfield Township. So we're starting to look at road closures for dewatering, and then there's flagging operations over there as well. But a major project going in and around the roadway. So just an FYI on that. Also, DTE discovered a significant gas leak on a high pressure gas main on Getty's Road in Superior Township. They are mobilized and performing a repair on Getty's Road, and we, as part of the traffic control, they had to implement a temporary traffic signal because there's only one lane available for traffic. So that will certainly create some congestion, but this was an emergency repair that they needed to act quickly on. So we worked very closely with them. Our traffic and safety and permits were working together to get that permit issued, and there was an advisory put out. Questions on that, I see?
Yes, do we know who the gas line is owned by?
Yes, that's DT Gas.
Oh, that's their gas line. Oh, okay.
Correct.
What happened, Matt? Did it just get old and fall apart, or did somebody
Well,
take
if
a
you
backhoe
recall,
to it?
DT Gas installed what we called a pig catching station at the corner of Dixboro Road and Getty's Road near the interchange there. And what that really is it monitors the integrity of the high pressure gas line. In doing so, they've done some gas line integrity work and discovered a leak. And once they know about it, and if it's of a significant nature, they need to act quickly. So that was what happened there. It's much like, I would liken it to if we were to do a bridge inspection, we saw something that was very concerning where we had to do a load rating and put a bridge posting, or on a very extreme end, there have been cases where counties or road agencies had to close a structure because they saw something very drastic where they had it created a safety issue. So that's what essentially happened on the gas side of things.
Commissioner Doug Fuller, did you have your hand raised?
I did.
Is it no longer?
On this same gas leak, Matt, what's the affected road? Dixboro or Geddes or both?
Getty's, yeah, it's east of Dixboro by quite a ways. I can certainly send out a location.
Thank you.
Absolutely. That's all I had specifically for projects. Just one thing to note, we do have a public information meeting next week for Grove Road. That is on Tuesday, May 24th at 11:30. That's a virtual meeting, much like we have done in the past with Packard. Very similar format where we're talking specifically on that road resurfacing project, what the impacts are, what the scope of work is.
Remind me again, what road?
Grove Road.
Grove
Road in Ypsilanti Township. I believe it's west of Rossonville Road. And then also LaForge Road. Both of those are under one contractor. And so we wanted to reach out to the public on those two resurfacing projects. They were of a considerable size and dollar value, which in accordance with our community engagement policy, we wanted to have a virtual meeting to inform the public of what we're planning to do.
Commissioner Yamas, did you have a question?
I didn't hear, but I believe I read it in the email. The other road is Ford Road?
LaForge.
LaForge. Okay, LaForge.
I don't see any other questions.
Okay, that's all I had.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
And last but certainly not least, we have Jim Harmon, our Director of Operations.
Good afternoon, road commissioners. I hope you're all well.
Hi, Jim.
Hi there. It's good to see you. I wish it was in person, but this will do. I wanted to draw your attention initially to the good work that operations has accomplished. It's reflected in your booklet beginning on page 81 through page 86, and it covers the period of April 25th through and including May 8th. Are there any questions on those activities that are reflected in the staff report that I can answer?
I don't see any questions.
Excellent. We did a good job on that then. Pretty straightforward.
Yes.
I wanted to highlight some of the good work that's going on in the department right now. We are going to reopen Scioto Church Road, primary road here on the borders of Lodi and Scioto Township today. That simply involving the completion of the shoulders. Yes, Barb, we're putting more of those nice contrasting brown strips along the new fresh black asphalt. An example is Scioto Church Road. That, as you may recall, is funded by county millage dollars. The western portion of it was a pulverization and repave job, and the bulk of it, the eastern, probably 2/3, was milling off the top course asphalt and putting a fresh asphalt surface on that, and then shoulders along the whole thing. Pavement markings were put on last week. I must admit, the road looks fantastic. The contractor and subcontractors have done an excellent job on that. And kudos to Mike Burnbeck, our project engineer, project manager for our department's asphalt resurfacing. He has put in long hours and it has paid off on that particular section of primary roadway. So we're delighted with that outcome. That's again from Park Road to Zeeb Road. In addition, work is ongoing on the county millage funded section of Platte Road from the city of Milan north to and including the intersection of Willow. That had been pulverized. The road commission's crews had been doing a variety of work, replacing culverts, doing ditch clean out, brushing, trimming trees, and removing accumulated soil, that roadside berm that we referenced that holds water from shedding from the road. All that work is complete, and the road was pulverized last week, and the second course of asphalt is going on as we speak. So that paving, that resurfacing will be done this week, and I haven't caught up with Mike yet with everything that's going on to get the latest and greatest on the shoulders, but I'm sure that's forthcoming. Pavement markings as well. So we look forward to reopening that ahead of the Memorial Day holiday. I may have mentioned previously, section of Huron River Drive from Zeeb out to Mast is done. Portion of Lower Road from location Regent Park Court south of Ellsworth up to the driveway that goes into Waters Place Shopping Center. Some of you are familiar with that location, has Kohl's, Best Buy, those Dick's Sporting Goods, some of the stores in that shopping complex. So the north-south section has been milled and resurfaced. Pavement markings are complete, except for I think some stop bars. And we'll be scheduling night work for the remainder from that driveway into Kohl's, around the curve, over to Ann Arbor Saline Road. I think I reported previously, doing that deliberately and at night to avoid inconveniencing the traveling public, and really it's a much safer situation for the road crews to perform that work when traffic volumes are much lower. So it'll minimize the disruption to the businesses and all the patrons that are visiting those businesses. That's exciting news, and we've gotten underway with our 100 miles of seal coat program as of yesterday. We completed chip sealing on Sharon Hollow Road from Austin down to Harmon. We completed Austin Road from the Jackson County line all the way to the village of Manchester. That was started yesterday and completed today. And the crew was actually over in Saline Township working on Jordan Road from Braun up to James Court, which is just around the curve where the road turns into Macon Road. So that's exciting. And tomorrow looks like it might be a little rainy, a little juicy. So we'll probably call off the chip seal tomorrow because of weather conditions, and hopefully be able to resume again on Thursday. So very good progress to date. The crew spent yesterday really calibrating equipment and getting everyone aligned. It's quite a convoy, a lot of people involved, a lot of equipment, and it's a pretty rapid process as you've observed previously. So yesterday was an opportunity to have a briefing in the morning at our bolter pit on Austin Road, and then begin the work, get all the equipment calibrated, work out the kinks, which we successfully did. And I think today they're really moving along quite nicely. We've begun our local road program in partnership with our townships. Most recently, hopefully, Madam Chair, you observed the completion of the gravel resurfacing on Sharon Valley Road from the bridge over the River Raisin out to Sharon Hollow. That was 8 inches of gravel that the township funded for us, and we're excited to complete that. There'll be a series of final gradings on that to get it absolutely shaped up over the next few weeks. So it'll be good to finish that up, and the crews are moving forward to Bus Road here this week as well to fulfill that commitment to township. And on it goes. In fact, Liberty Road here south of the main yard, the area that occasionally floods after heavy rain between Park Road and Zeeb Road. We, in partnership with Scioto Township, are putting 1,500 tons of limestone through that swamp area. And I directed that deliberately in order to get that road back up to elevation and hopefully diminish the frequency and duration of flooding when we do have heavy rains, especially in advance of the upcoming closure of Zeeb and Liberty Road for the roundabout construction. There are residents on Stag's Leap Lane, a private road off the south of Liberty Road, that would be isolated. Our engineering department and contractor would absolutely accommodate those residents between Stag's Leap and Zeeb Road in order to get them in and out of there, even in the midst of construction. But I thought it'd be prudent to go ahead and schedule that limestone resurfacing, again funded by Scioto Township at this time, in order to minimize that possibility, and really for health, safety, welfare reasons. So Tony Grubb, our foreman, is actively working to complete that today, well in advance of the intersection closure. And the rest of it will be scheduled as we go forward throughout the county. Again, almost 200,000 tons of gravel and limestone to be put down on our public road system this year. Dust control, the first applications are well underway. Some communities, foremen have already completed. So that's moving forward in earnest. With this fair weather really starting to kick up a little bit of dust. So we're looking forward to suppressing that. Street sweeping is underway with our contractor. And Adam Lape, one of our superintendents, informed me this morning that the contractor's actually moving into some of the local roads, the curb subdivision roads at this time. So that's all good progress. And plenty of drainage work with our gradalls, and on and on and on and on. Routine maintenance, heavy maintenance, emergency response, and construction activities are all well underway. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions that the commissioners may have of me or the operations department.
I do want to acknowledge the wonderful work on Sharon Valley from the bridge at the River Raisin west up the hill to Sharon Hollow. It's an incredible improvement there. We don't actually have country curbs anymore on that stretch. It's amazing.
Madam Chair, that was interesting because we couldn't cross that restricted bridge that you're well acquainted with. So the gravel trains had to back in and did it very well. The drivers is absolutely professional. It's very technical. They did it without any problems to back in, dump the loads, and then using our motor grader, we were able to spread the material and roll it down with our vibratory compactor.
That our friends from MAC,
Please.
was that the truckers in question, our friends from Saline?
I honestly don't know who the truckers were for that particular haul. I wasn't out there, so I apologize. I'm unable to confirm.
There were a lot of them.
Red?
Red. I don't remember because by the time I heard the rumbling and looked to the road, all I could see was the back end of the rig.
Yep.
Made the house shake, but it was worth it.
Sorry.
No apology needed. Any other questions or comments for Jim? I see none. Thank you, Jim.
You're welcome.
Ms. Cheryl,
All
anything
right.
else?
Well, that's all we have from staff today.
Okay, thank you. I would note that our next regular board meeting, no working session, will be on June 7th at 1 o'clock. Virtual chat sessions every Wednesday from noon to 1 p.m. Tomorrow, I'm on call, and on May 25th, Commissioner McCollum is on call. If there's no further business to come before the board, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Support.
Aaron, if you would call the roll, please.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Douglas Fuller,
Aye.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas,
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum,
Yes.
Commissioner Bart Fuller.
Yes, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.